DBJ here, Breon. We're going to talk about my second favorite setting, superheroes. I used to play DC's Mayfair, and I still have the 1986 character generator on my computer. A lot of people play Mutants and Masterminds, Hero System, whatever. But I love superhero games. Love them. You know, comic book fan. Sorry about the nosies, allergies. And I absolutely love superheroes. But one thing that I always go back to, and if you're a game master of a game, and you're just stuck for ideas for superhero games, here's a great idea: the natural disaster. No bad guys. No criminals. Well, you can throw some criminals in there. But the natural disaster. An earthquake, tornado, fires, sandstorm, hurricanes, all kinds of natural disasters. A nuclear meltdown, a house fire, all these things, chemical spill. A natural disaster. And I'm calling it natural. Chemical spill, of course, would not be natural. But I'm talking about the damsel in distress, the hero save the day, they have to save lives, all kinds of things. That can be a great, simple, back to basics superhero game that's awesome. Now, how do you go about doing that? First, pick a natural disaster. Let's take a hurricane, okay? So then you just start coming up with all kinds of ideas. And what I like to think of is do it with conditional escalation. So you tell the players there is a hurricane coming, so the characters can prepare themselves. Hey, I'm the masked vigilante, so I'm going to put extra equipment in my mobile fortress or something. Or I'm the Superman character, and I'm going to fly through the air and listen to radio waves and things. But then in every natural disaster, you have a couple of common tropes and that are always available. One thing is that there's always a group of people that just will not listen to warnings at all. 150-mile-an-hour winds, and there's still people out there trying to surf, trying to fish in the water during a hurricane. There are people who will not leave their homes. There's a lot of elderly people who can't leave their homes. There are hospitals and shelters get packed with people. There are people who don't have the money or the means to leave or to save themselves. You always get a group of people who want to go back for their loved ones. Hey, I'm not leaving till I find my son or daughter. I'm not leaving till my wife comes home from work. Then you have the people who take advantage, looters, and those kind of criminals, thugs, the people that the player characters can beat on and senselessly and not feel any guilt about it. You know, these are people breaking into people's homes because they know that they've evacuated. These are people looting through businesses, trying to bust the business open and steal things while the hurricane blows through and the land starts to flood or stuff. You've got ships out at sea that may get pulled into it. You've got a rich guy, and he's got his yacht out there, and he just does not feel like leaving because he's too rich to have to leave. Yeah, come up with all kinds of ideas. And by escalating it, what I mean is to do a natural disaster, as a game master, you come up with a couple of basic difficulties. Difficulties in lifting, difficulties in navigating the wind, difficulties in navigating debris, things like that. And if they miss a difficulty, there's a chance of getting hurt. And you make those difficulties pretty low. Some pretty easy, okay? The wind blows over an electrical pole. Dodge out the way. Okay, so you got your dodging. Maybe if they're standing in the water, they can get electrocuted. But you make it pretty simple for them to get out the way. And then as the game goes on, you escalate the difficulties and the damage output, either or both, so that it becomes more dangerous. Oh, a building's about to fall down. Whoa, is this a regular hurricane? Maybe there's something magical behind it or something technological. But either way, it could just be a natural hurricane. The Earth can do a lot more damage than some of these bad guys can. And so natural disasters are awesome. people trapped under debris, people about to drown, uh, burn victims, and things like that. It can be actually rewarding and can give you a good break when you're trying to think of an idea between beating up the last guy, bad guy who wanted to, throw the moon at the earth, and now we've got a new mission where there's a cult trying to open up a dimensional portal to the demon world. Sometimes saving people from a fire can be pretty rewarding for characters. Gives them a lot of experience. Doesn't put a lot of pressure on the game master to come up with a villainous motivation. It's just, hey, there's a nuclear meltdown, you've got to evacuate everyone. Hey, there's a volcano exploding, and you just have to save the survivors. And the last thing, as far as this goes for superhero characters, is it's a great opportunity to delve into some motivations. If you're a heavy role player and maybe these characters are unable to save some people, this might have an impact on how they continue in their career. Maybe they are a well-known superhero and caught on television, they find that excuse me, caught on television, they find that they were unable to save people and they drowned. And how does the public react to it? Does the public forgive them, but the character doesn't forgive themselves? Maybe the character is a media hog, and they just get blasted in the media, and they're like, well, I can't be perfect. And the media just assumes that they are. You can fly through the air, you can shoot I-beams, of course you're perfect. You're better than the rest of us, right? So, yeah, natural disasters are a real common trope, but I know when I played, I didn't use them that often when I first started. Was always trying to think of the top bad guy. He's got a base on the moon. He lives in the center of the earth or something, and he's got all these henchmen. And sometimes very simple things you can come up with some great ideas. Just look at the media, natural disasters, and you'll see all kinds of problems and issues, and just throw them into your games. Thank you very much. Dave out.